Hello, hello. Is peace on earth just a pipe dream? And that's a question that's been on my mind recently that I want to talk about with you. I'm going to share 3 points that have come to me recently to talk about. Um, but basically, I believe it is a real possibility. It is a real potential. I believe we can experience it to some degree right now, and that as we do this work, we will make this a reality for everyone on this earth. Hi, I'm Laura V from Laura V Studios, and today we're talking about peace on earth. So, I'm gonna give you a little short story first, and then I'll get in, which is what led up to this question, and then I'll get to the points that I have to make about it. So, is peace on earth just a pipe dream? It's it sure feels like it is, doesn't it? Right now, I actually asked this question last summer. I was like, this can't really happen. We have two wars going on. Politically, things are getting crazy. There's no way this is going to happen. And then my guides gave me a perspective that I hadn't realized. And so I'm going to share that in a future video. Um, but there's a little teaser for you. But yeah, so what led up to this was in January, I think it was January 2nd, 2023. I participated in it's called a 21-day meditation challenge. It's really a channeling challenge. And full disclosure, I had been doing automatic writing since 2021, so I wasn't new to this. But the message I got on that first day was probably the most specific and potent message I had received to date. It was amazing how easily it came. And what I've learned since then is there really is power in a group of people focused and intending on a single thing, in this case, this meditation challenge. When people come together in that focused, intentional way, it just amps up the results, the power. It's just crazy. So, what happened was I started writing, and I can't remember. Of course, I have it written down, but I always say this. I can't remember what came before this, but I do know that at one point I said, "Do you mean like Gene Roddenberry's vision?" And my guides said, "Yes." And then I received um, roughly, peace will reign and war will end. Joy and laughter will be found, singing, laughing all around. Take in the happy, joyous sound of peace on earth where heaven is found. I was like, whoa. And I shared it because it was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. I shared it with the group, and it quickly became clear that I needed to write a song. I'm a songwriter. So it's like, I have a half written lyric here. I'm going to finish it. And so the first two parts of the song are peace on earth, goodwill to men. Peace will reign and war will end. Take in the happy, joyous sound of peace on earth where heaven is found. No more aggression, no more fear, no more violence, for love reigns here. No more darkness, hope is near. Love is light, and light reigns here. That's a powerful statement and a powerful promise. And that was the thing. A few weeks later, maybe days later, it's a little fuzzy. um, I got this promises made, promises given, promises kept. And then I got the sense, the message that um it was a done deal. That whatever point that was a maybe had been crossed. Don't know exactly when that was, but it had been crossed, and it was no longer a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. But promises made, promises given, promises kept, and they can keep the promise. And they then did reveal to me at some point what the promise was, but I think this was a promise too. And interestingly, in summer of 2024, when I was like, can this even really happen? Is it just a pipe dream? Um, I was reminded of this moment where I channeled something at a friend's house. And basically, what I saw was a bridge and then this beautiful land that looked like Earth, but it's a very different Earth, bright and beautiful and lush and gorgeous. Um, and I heard myself saying, I'm already there. I'm just waiting for the human to catch up. I was like, what? And so, what was revealed to me in the summer of 2024 was yes, there is a reality where we are already there. It is a real thing. It is here. It is now. And many of us are there on a spiritual level. It was like my higher self is there, has been there for some time, just waiting for human consciousness to catch up and make this a present reality instead of a potential reality. So that's where I see where we are right now. It is a potential reality because on a level we're already there. So it isn't a, well, maybe it's a no, it's real. It's real. We just aren't seeing it here yet. And so here's where the second promise comes in. They made a promise. They said, here's the promise we made to you, that you would not have to die and cross over into the light to remember who you really are, to know yourself the way you are as a soul. I was like, huh? Wait, what? And sure enough, over the next few months, things happened to cement that. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah, that's when it was a couple months later that I was led to this, which then led to this, which led to this. And it happened over about a 4 or 5 month period. But basically, around by the end of 2023, it was October, November, I experienced myself as the soul that I am. And it changed everything. And the cool thing is, I follow Suzanne Giesman, and she's living it right now. She's we're on the same path. She's just a little farther ahead of me right now, but I'm catching up. But yeah, like yes. So is this a pipe dream? No. Is it a present reality? No. So let me then bring up the 3 points that I wanted to make. Number one, there are people on earth right now living it. They are living heaven on earth. They are having a very different experience than the majority of us. They are not in the drama. They're still human, they're still eating and sleeping and having to make money, but it's just a completely different experience for them. They're not suffering. They're in an ease and flow. They're in a peace that cannot be shaken. They're not caught up in the drama that's all around us. I can think of one person in particular who I know this is true. I know him. I know him well. And while we haven't talked about this per se, um, I do know that he's having this experience, and I do know, where was I going with this? Yes. Here's the thing. Abraham Hicks, followers of Abraham Hicks are all about, tune in, tapped on, turned on, getting into the vortex. But here's the thing that Abraham isn't teaching that is important is that this isn't just for you. This is for everybody. Now, some people will say, yeah, but if you're experiencing this, then you're, making the experience available to everyone. And that is true to a degree. But here's the piece that people are missing that is really important. Those of us who understand this, who are experiencing it to some degree, maybe a very large degree. For me, it's to a little lesser degree, but I am experiencing it from time to time. We have a moral obligation to help the world get there. So we have a moral obligation to do everything we can to help others to experience this too. That's my point. We have a moral obligation to help others get there. So, what do I mean by that? Peace on earth, right? Okay, so what was revealed to me, point number two. For me, I had that channeled experience where I saw what my higher self is experiencing right now. Can experience it to a degree at times. I did actually witness someone I worked with last year reporting to me that she's there. I was like, okay, good for you. It was a strange thing, but I was like, okay. Um, so yeah, so for people like me, I'm able to experience it in meditation. I'm able to get there and I'm able to maintain the energy of it to a degree, just not all the time. It's something I'm working on. So for me, it's not a present reality. It is still a potential, but I do have access to it at times. So I do know that it's real at a level for me. I can experience it in this experience at times. So that's point number two. Then point number three, and this is why I say we have a moral obligation, because what I'm hearing from some other spiritual teachers is that there are people who are trying to do this as an escape. Like, I'm going to get to this level of consciousness to escape what's going on around me. So let's talk about that a minute. I actually had that thought in summer of 24 when this idea opened to me that I can access peace on earth. I can access heaven on earth. They gave me an energy exercise to do that, and so I knew that to a degree, I could access this new earth, this new earth that is heaven on earth. Okay, um, because here's where is this a pipe dream came up is because at the time I was like, I channeled this thing like over a year ago, and we have two wars going on, and the world's a mess. And what? I was like, oh, come on, that isn't real. Like, that isn't really going to happen. How could it possibly happen? And so then one day it was shown to me that I could experience it myself. Oh, as I explained, there are people who are experiencing this right here, right now. It is their own personal experience. Okay. They're aware that other people are not having this experience, but they are very definitely having this experience. And this is the point. More of us need to get there. And this is definitely, while we can't, I'm going to say this and then contradict it in a minute, but while we cannot control events around us, we can control our own personal experience. So the work starts here. The work starts at this personal level. And in doing that work, we do affect our external environment. So while we can't technically control what's going on around us, and that's true, this work done well can influence and impact our external environment. Like, that's the point. And And the thing to always keep in mind, and this is what's actually beautiful about soul level consciousness, is this selfishness thing doesn't exist at soul level awareness. It's all, we're all connected, we're all united as one. We're not one entity, we are parts of a whole that makes, that is connected and makes oneness. I want to be really clear about that, because a lot of people teach, well, oh, we're all one, so you're me and I'm you. I'm like, no, you're not. No, 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 no. No. So we're all individuated, but we are connected to one another. So I think of it as, the drops of water in an ocean. It's one ocean, but they're those drops. You may not see their individuality, but it's there. Not the best example, but it'll work for now. So there's that. So, lastly, as we do the work on ourselves, we change our outer environment. And as we do the work, we we realize that we can't stop with just us. We have to share this with others. We have to help others get there too. It's just a no duh kind of thing when you're in this place, when you get this. It's like, of course I have to share this. Of course I have to help others. Of course. That that's what I'm here to do, you know? So so how do you do it? Right? That is what I am preparing. I am preparing some offerings to help others who want to experience this and get there, to help you get there faster. Okay. Um, Number one, but the first thing we can do right here, right now, is on Fridays at noon, I put out a video, I premiere a video to pray for peace. And that's where you can start, because the prayer we're doing in that work is working on us to then go out to others. And then I invite you to stay tuned, because I am working on a very special project that I will be launching in June. So you'll hear more about it end of April, early May. But it's something that's going to help everybody get here, experiencing peace on earth in their own experience. And I promise you, the more we all learn, experience peace on earth for ourselves, we're going to see more and more peace on earth around us. That's how this works. So, in summary, is peace on earth a pipe dream? No, it is not a pipe dream. It is a present reality for some. It is a potential reality for more of us. And then, of course, there are people that are very much caught up in the fear dream, and they would suggest that, what are you talking about? We're all going to die, right? And this is why it's really important for those of us who are open and ready to do this work. It's really important that we do it now. Um, so it is real. Peace on earth is a very real thing. It is a very real possibility for all of us, but there is work to do. And I'm here to help guide those who would like some guidance in making this a real for them. And we start with praying for peace on Fridays at noon Central Time. So I hope you will join me. And I will be back with more ideas on this idea of peace on earth in the coming weeks. So stay tuned. All right. Bye bye.